Here we go. The Bloxy Marble League will take a break from the main league for Event 7 of the B League, the Hurdles. I'm Guy Tyre. I'll be commentating on what has become a staple event of the Bloxy Marble League. Looking at the Coaches Championship, the Sapphire Serpents lead the field with 65 points over the Fern Freezers, the Gated Trade, and Nor Falcons were the only teams that can still win. Sugar Rushers, Endless Comets, the Canby Conquest, and the Tinted Lens will round out the top half. Looking at the overall standings, the Fern Freezers with 91 points hold a 17-point lead again over the Sapphire Serpents, Hopper Cloud, Nor Falcons, Tinted Lens, and the Gated Trade are the top 6. Meanwhile, the bottom 4 teams, the Kindle Crew, Sugar Rushers, Zoom Scopes, and the Kinetic Chickens are currently set to be relegated to the next B League. So, and they also cannot win. So let's see how they will do in looking at our hurdles, at the heat for the hurdles. They have been assorted based on their current position in the leagues. Looking at the previous podiums, of course, the main marble that we will be looking out for will be from the Tinted Lens, Shades. He's the current captain of the Tinted Lens, who finished second in the main league last season. Looking at Heat 1, Ketchel, Photon, Galaxy, and Bizarre will be starting off this event. Looking now as we start, it seems all the marbles seems evenly matched, but it seems Galaxy will take the lead, and it will be very close between the two bird teams of Ketchel and Bizarre, but it will be Galaxy who takes the win. Ketchel just barely ahead of the Kinetic Chicken, and Photon from the Beacon Legion. Unfortunately, will be recording another Born 4 finish. Looking at Heat 2, it will be Boa, Climb, Exo, and Gatling. Starting things off, it will be Exo who's going very far behind. Climb will take the win in the head of Gatling, who will take the final advantage spot. The Sapphire Serpents, our second place team, knocked out already. Unfortunately, Fierce Sky, they had a poor showing last season in the main league. This time they will be following suit. Looking at the Heat 3, we have the Fern Freezers, the Gated Trade, the Dark Rifts, and the Sugar Rushers. There's currently Frigid from the Fern Freezers. They look to be leading, but they have fallen behind at the final hurdle. They will be finishing in the bottom 4. Luckily for them, the Sapphire Serpents were knocked out really early, but they lost an opportunity to potentially extend their lead. Finally, the Harbor Cloud, Tinted Len, and Radiation Nation and Zoom Scope will be the final heat in this heat stage. Currently, the Zoom Scope is doing really well. Tinted Lens will hold the lead over the Radiation Nation and the Harbor Cloud. Yet another one of our top 4 teams eliminated in the heat stage. What a shocking result there. Right, so currently we have the consolation round for the bottom 4, the Beacon Legion, Fierce Sky, Fern Freezers, and the Harbor Cloud. For the latter 2 teams, considering that they are on the overall podium, they will need to try and salvage as many points as they can. Fierce Sky looking very set to be found, but he managed to recover very at the end and to get 13, Frigid 14, Photon, back-to-back 15 for the places for the Beacon Legion, and Harbor Cloud. A shocking dead last finish for the team. They're very disappointing for them. But moving on with the consolation round for the rest of the bottom half, Bizarre, Boa, Vamp, and Malachite. Right. So it will be Boa who's seemingly leading, but it will be Bizarre who overtakes them, and it seems that Sapphire Serpents falls in 11th. They could have tried to capitalize and get the score as many points possible, but unfortunately they will have to settle for 11th. Malachite, Radiation Nation with yet another poor finish in 10th actually. So let's see how the team will do after the overall standings. In semi-final 1, it will be Galaxy, Fructose, Gatling, and Shades. Currently Gatling is setting himself apart, and it will be the 2 heat winners of Fructose and Galaxy who will be eliminated in semi-final 1. And Kindle Crew will be getting their first ever top 4 finish in this B League, and Shades let's see how far they can go in the finals. Looking at semi-final 2, Climb, Dignify, Ketchel, and Maritime at the bottom, in that bottom lane over there. Currently it's the Nor Falcons who have a strong lead, and actually will be very close between the Canby Conquest and the Zoom and Scope. It seems that stewards are still deciding who will be finishing. We'll be doing a tiebreaker, but unfortunately for the Gated Trade, they were comfortably last of the field. So let's see who will take the final advantage spot for a top 4 finish, potentially a podium spot. It should be very nice for Zoom and Scope, especially currently sitting in 15th. They are leading, but it will be the Canby Conquest who zoom past as in that final hurdle to take the advantage spot. Our friendly winner of the winners of the hurdles in the friendly will have to be relegated to still a top half finish. But let's see how many points they can get here. They will win the consolation round. This consolation round, Fructose in 6, Maritime in 7, but Galaxy unfortunately they could not show their heat stage performance once again. But it will be a pretty strong result for the marble that finished dead last season. relegation hurdles. Looking at the finals, it will be Shades, Gatling, Ketchel, and Climb to see who will take our podium spots. Currently, they seem very evenly matched. Shades was very far behind, but they've caught him. And that was actually a very close finish. Let's see how things can go. Let's see how the replays. We'll see. It seems that it will be the North Falcons who will take this spot. Gatling, unfortunately, they'll have to settle for very barely. But once again, Shades and Climb will have another tiebreaker round in these hurdles. The Tinted Lens versus the Canopy Conquest. Who will take the silver medal? And who we have no choice but to relegate to settle for third. Currently, it will be the Canopy Conquest who led from start to finish. Tinted Lens, unfortunately for Shades, they will have to settle for third. Albeit a good result for the Tinted Lens, who will be happy to get another podium, their first since the first event in balancing. But it will be North Falcons, a team that didn't get a single podium in last season's B League, who will get their second medal, this time being a gold. Very good result. We'll be seeing you in the podium. Looking at the overall standings with the final event of the Coaches Championship, the North Falcons have done enough. They will win the Coaches Championship in the B League. Sapphire Serpents will be knocked down a position. Firm Freeze in third, Gated Trade in fourth. Kinetic Chickens at the bottom. Unfortunately, they could not get a single top 5 finish. This was the closest they've been. Beacon Legion 15 and Hopper Cloud, with how their streak of good results comes to an end. And looking at the overall standings, only 5 teams can win. The Firm Freezers, North Falcons, Sapphire Serpents, Tintelets, and the Canopy Conquest, surprisingly enough. Look at that relegation battle will be intense. 48 points, 3 teams tied, 12, 13, and 14. Let's see how the teams can do in Event 8. But first, we'll be seeing the second part of Collision, Event 14, Elimination Race, and Event 15 in Jousting. We'll catch you there.